Welcome back to Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel, and I'm your host, Fam the Fabulous. For more ideas, inspiration, swaps, and challenges, click the link in the description below to join our craft community, the Maker Exchange, on Facebook. Welcome back, all my artists, creatives, crafters, and makers. Welcome back to the Lovely Lab. I am just popping on to share with you the fully assembled Sister Friend journal that I started last year. Now, if you remember, and I'll put a card up in the corner to the playlist, I created this journal for me, and it would be the journal that I use for when Happy Mail comes in, the embellishments and clusters and ephemera and other goodies that you guys send me. That's what I will use exclusively in this. And then, if there's some spare parts left over, I'll use it in other projects. But this journal here gets first dibs. So I wanted to take a few minutes just to do a brief flip through. And it's not fully decorated. It is just fully assembled. I've yet to put a title on the front or like any type of book plate or anything like that. I've simply put the focal point on. So without further ado, let me get busy. All right, so let me move this over this way. Sorry for the loud background, but here we go. So on this side is a gusseted pocket. It has a little bit of lace trim that's stitched along the side, and a little scrap of lace along with some scrap paper in the back, which I have used washi tape just to make sure that it was sturdy, and could stand up against the opening and closing. There's a little piece of Velcro here and the round full dot there. So I made the dot, I put the dot here so that in the event that it gets fuller, it could still close. So it starts here, and if there's more stuff in it that pushes it out a bit, like so, it would still latch. Okay, so that's what's on there. And then there's a couple of items in here, like this pin that I received in Happy Mail from Sonia of Artsy Solutions. There's a little glue on the back of that, so I'll keep that tucked in here. And this is another element that she made for me, which is a pocket with a little ticket at the top. So I'm really excited about playing with all of the goodies that I have, and believe you me when I say I have a lot, and I'm grateful for it. So there's 3 signatures. You guys have seen me put that together. Again, the video will be in the playlist. I'll have that card up. Again, it was up earlier in the corner. It'll be down in the description box below as well. I showed you how I made each of these. I think I probably showed where I color or coffee painted and coffee dyed and coffee sprayed or whatever a lot of these pages, a lot of the scrap pages, and then as well as I think I washed the covers with coffee because I didn't want to go full I didn't want to use a lot of distress inks through here. A nice soft patinaed or aged look is perfectly fine by me. I also showed how I assembled this journal using a cereal box. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then I also have a video where I assembled the cover. And this, of course, we know is a image that was created by Sonia of Artsy Solution. And I can't remember if this one was Sonia's or the one that I'm going to show you next is hers. But one is hers and one is Felicia's. Okay, here's a little pocket, and then this is just a focal point. It's not a pocket. A little bit of leopard because I'm a wild lady, We've got pages for me to decorate, scrap paper, off prints. Let me see. This is my son's classwork from a few years back, which I watercolored, gessoed, and decoupaged napkin on. That was fun. We've got some ledger paper. This is paper from Sonia, an old devotional. This is washi, and I'm not gonna go through everything, but as you can see, this is a journal that I created so that I can decorate. I don't want to fully decorate all in one sitting. I'm going to decorate as I go on, and I have plenty of things to use to decorate. This is the first piece that I've added, which was given to me by Felicia. She sent this in her cluster. In a video, or in Happy Mail. This is just a journal tag that I made. I have no idea. It was out of my Easter, a kit that I made around Easter. I really don't even remember what kit it was. I really don't. But I used, it's lots of scraps. And then this is the second doll. I'm going to call them a doll. And this is actually, these are the ones that they actually inspired this entire journal, the Sister Friend journal. We collaborate a lot, Alicia, Sonia, and I, on a lot of projects. We call ourselves the Crafty Trinity. So whenever you see that, you'll know that it's us three. But that's in fact what has inspired this journal, along with so many of the other goods that I've received from so many of my other sister friends in the craft community. And so I'm happy with how this turned out. There's a few things that I would do differently on the next go round, and I'll share that with you in a few minutes. This is some of the elements that was sent to me by Sonia, and more of the decoupage, so on and so forth. This was in the most recent, I believe. No, this was in some Happy Mail that Sonia sent. It was a big old kit. So that this is not where this is going to stay, but this is just where it's at. This is also what Sonia sent. She sent this in the pack. There was plenty of things she sent, but she sent this little, it's not quite a folio, but it's like a photo. It's like a folder, a pocketed folder. And all that I did was because there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here, there's a pocket here. There was a pocket. Yeah, and there's a pocket here. So what I did was I adhered it to some really sturdy cardstock, as you can see. And then I took the cardstock and I slid that, I glued that down on the two edges so that it would create a pocket as well for larger elements that I didn't want shifting around in the journal. So that is what I created, and I will pull this out probably once a week just to do a little, either a live, live journal with me, or a quiet journal with me, whatever. But now that it's complete, I can actually get going. Now, the things that I would do differently. First thing I would do is make sure that I covered every area that I needed to cover before I started putting my signatures in, because what I did was I waited until the signatures were put in before I put I wouldn't have been able to do it now that I think about it. But give some thought to how you're going to cover this edge, and make sure that however you're going to cover this edge, you're not using that material to cover anything on the inside. Go ahead and cover your cover entirely, and then whatever you use on here should just be a decorative element, because once you put those signatures in, you're going to have a hard time, and let me show you what I mean, trying to tuck stuff underneath, and that was a bit, it took a little bit longer than I would have liked. So yeah, when you before you start adding your signatures or pockets, make sure that your cover is exactly how you want it to be, with the exception of maybe if what you're putting down is meant to cover the area that's not covered. Okay. And then the second thing, I used a cereal box. I used 2 cereal boxes actually, and if I would to do it again, I would use 3, because while this is definitely sturdy enough, it's not as thick as I would like it. And so let me see if I can show you what I mean. I would have liked it to be a little thicker. That's just for my preference, not that I need it to, but for my preference, I probably would have liked for it to be a little bit thicker. So that's it. I love how this turned out. Got my Eiffel Tower there, And then lastly, here is my writing board, which I will just tuck in here casually in between the signatures. And as you know, the writing board is just to ensure that if you have, you know, something that's raised, you know, embellishments or what have you, and, you know, let's just say we have something like this butterfly. If I go write on top of this paper right here, it's gonna have issues. But if I put this writing board down on top of this page, I now have a smooth surface to write on. So and I wanted this to be a little bit bigger than the journal itself so that I can peek out. And so that's where it goes. And then so my next step will be to, oh my gosh, can every loud vehicle in the neighborhood going down to the beach, can every one of them drive by my front door? All right, so I think I'm going to use this one, and I think I want it here right at her curve. Okay, and I'm going to use, now this is another thing that I should have thought about before I put the insides in, but you live and you learn, because I'm going to have to use the brads, these tiny little brads, to secure it once I put the plate inside. But that's fine. I love the way that this goes along with the curves of her silhouette. But once I put this down, the brads are going to go here and here. But the good thing is I have more of this paper that's on the inside. And I'll just put that in here like so, and no one will be the wiser. So in the upcoming videos, you will see me add some finishing touches to the cover, as well as get started on my first pages. And, you know, like something like this, I got to cover up so that nobody else needs to see that. All right, so anyways, guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. And for those who are not familiar with the channel, go ahead, if you haven't already, hit subscribe. Now's a great time to do so that you don't miss any of the crafty uploads and any of the journal with me's that I have planned. I thank you all so much for watching, and for my returning subscribers, you know that I truly do appreciate your support, your feedback, your comments, and all the love that you show this community. And with that being said, until we're back here together on Patreon and YouTube, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay creative, and crafty. Bye for now. UPS would be dropping off as I'm doing this video, just so you know. That's what all that noise is, guys. They won't let me be great. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe to join the crafty community, and be sure to click the bell for notifications of new uploads. Thank you so much for watching. Now stay tuned for more from Livie's Lovelies, your inspirational craft channel. Bye for now.